In the city that never sleeps, the American dream is about to get a wake-up call.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Failed Blockbusters. I'm your host, Diego Crespo. With me today is my co-host, Macaringo.
Hello.
Failed Blockbusters Retrospective. They may have failed critically or at the box office, but they don't always fail in our hearts.
This one failed at both.
Well, not in our hearts, unless you're about to throw something.
No.
I was like, wait, where is this going? We're here to talk about the Hudsucker Proxy, directed by Joel Coen.
Yeah, because
just the one.
Yeah, that's because that was the DGA rules at the time, right?
Yeah, really, it was both Joel and Ethan Coen, written by them as well, and co-written by Sam Raimi, and the second unit direction also done by Sam Raimi. Look, we chose this movie before Patrick Willems did his video on it. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah, there was that. I totally forgot that it happened.
Yeah, it's a good video. Go check it out.
We were
I promise we will not be talking about just the one sequence, which he did a very good job talking about.
We were kind of on a Raimi high after Multiverse of Madness, right? And we were talking, we should do, because there's plenty of Sam Raimi films we could do. And we thought we could do Quick and the Dead. We talked about it. And then last second, I'm like, the failed Blockbuster and failed awards shows are kind of an excuse to do directors we wouldn't normally cover. Right? And I'm like, we should do a Coen Brothers. And we decided Hudsucker Proxy because it could kind of do both. We could do Coen's and Raimi's. And then Patrick Willems did that. and then I also saw that he was recently on that fucking Blank Check podcast where those guys just did the whole Raimi filmography. So
look, people like Sam Raimi. Yeah. I'm glad. The new Doctor Strange was good. Mm-hmm. The Hudsucker Proxy is fantastic. Matt, is this the best Coen Brothers movie?
No. But it's a good one.
Yeah. When I'm watching it, sometimes I feel like it might be. It's hard for me to choose. It's really hard for me to choose. It says
a lot about a person if the Hudsucker Proxy is your favorite. I'm not saying it's nothing bad. It just says a lot. I don't know, man. What is your favorite Coen Brothers?
It might be Barton Fink.
Yeah, Barton Fink tends to be the one that, I really... But Barton Fink was also the one where it was kind of like, oh, I get it. You know? You have that movie with a director where it's like, I was enjoying the movies, but I'm also like, how are these guys doing... Because it's like, you go Fargo, Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And then it's like, how are these from the same guys, right?
Yeah, well, my first one was No Country, I just gotta say. It's that's a straight drama, and it's like, none of their stuff is really some of it is, but you know what I'm saying, well, right? It's a pretty accessible movie.
And it's an adaptation, it's a Cormac McCarthy novel, which is slightly different than their usual thing, you know? No, but that also was my first, because I was taken to theaters to see that, and it was just it was a Western kinda, so we went to see it. That's what you go with your father and grandfather to see in the theaters. Yeah, but also it also a very different movie. But when you're trying to get into them, you're like, what? And then Barton Fink is kind of the moment where I'm like, oh, okay, this is what they do. Yeah, it's Barton Fink or maybe Miller's Crossing. Miller's Crossing is kind of fantastic.
No, not kind of. It is. It definitely is fantastic.
And but then also Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is kind of the one that it makes me the happiest when I watch it. You know. It's just a very kind of infectious movie.
I think their last decade of stuff is incredibly underappreciated.
Oh no! They hit the ground fucking running with No Country for Old Men on this weird Coen's Renaissance. You know.
Yeah.
It's No Country, Burn After Reading, Serious Man, True Grit, Llewyn Davis, Hail Caesar, and Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And
Tragedy of Macbeth.
Well, now they're diverging. Now they each have they're making films separately.
Yeah.
Which who knows what that's about, but whatever. I mean, I liked Macbeth, and it's nice that it's this thing of okay, it looks like they're both because Ethan is doing a Jerry Lee Lewis movie, which is...
Oh, is he? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was announced, at least. I think it's a documentary, maybe. So it's like it's something where they can kind of do these, projects that maybe they wouldn't do together, Mm-hmm. And that's interesting. It'll be an interesting kind of, third part of their career, I guess. Could you consider what do you break up the Coen Brothers' career? Because this is this weird like turn moment. Hudsucker Proxy exists where like Hudsucker Proxy, if it's a hit, Coen Brothers go in a completely different direction. But because it bombed, they go to Fargo. Like this feels like I think this is the run up of like this is the peak of what started with Blood Simple kind of ends with Hudsucker Proxy.
Yeah, after this they definitely shift modes.
Yeah. And I guess it's this weird like they kind of fall back on like the a weird genre of like not true crime stories. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it's like Blood Simple is their like start, and then they up hit Hudsucker Proxy. They're dead in the water, and then they do Fargo, and then it's like up, and then Lady Killer's dead in the water, and then they do No Country for Old Men, and I think that one kind of comes to an end with Hail Caesar, a movie I like, but like was the one where like people kind of went like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, well, I remember the big criticism was like, well, they made a great love letter to classic cinema, but they forgot to write a really interesting story. And it's like, no, they did.
Yeah.
You didn't get it. I think I like that movie a lot more than other people.
I think so, too. I think I feel the same way, but it was also one where the marketing kind of played up, like, the wackiness of it,
Mm-hmm.
And
to be fair, it is still wacky.
It's wacky,
but
just
it's
not
just that.
It's not like Madcap wacky,
Yeah, Hudsucker Proxy is probably wacky.
Yeah, it might be. Is this their wackiest film?
Then there's Big Lebowski too, though.
But like Big Lebowski is like a fucking noir film.
Yeah, but like the actual like story content. And again, when I say story content, I'm not talking about like the fucking the content mill. But like the actual like story content's pretty like it's goofy. It's played very straight.
The Big Lebowski would be the wackiest film they made if it wasn't set in Los Angeles.
That's just Venice Beach.
I could 100% believe all those events converged in Los Angeles at one point in the early 90s. It feels possible,
Sure.
Whereas Hudsucker Proxy has never happened to anyone.
No. No, it is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
They've openly said it's inspired by like Frank Capra, Fritz Lang. What else? Save me here. I had other stuff written down, but I opened up the Bethesda tab again.
It's definitely like a lot of their films are Preston Sturges riffs, Mm-hmm. But this one feels like the most Preston Sturges-y, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But also not totally, because it's a little too crazy for. But Preston, have you seen Preston Sturges films? Like,
no.
You should check them out because like they are full of just insane things that just happen. Like,
all right, I'm putting them in my watch list.
There's like the Palm Beach Story, which is like essentially like a wacky romance film. There's a better name for that. I just can't think of it. A Howard Hawksian like kind of romance screwball comedy type film. But
the dialogue is like I think straight out of Howard Hawks.
Yeah,
in this one.
But also it's definitely more Hawksian in the dialogue. But like Preston Sturges had that too of just the like his shit's really fucking funny. And like I will say. I watch older comedies, and I kind of will, like, I'll giggle, but, like, I'm not going to laugh the way I do at more modern stuff. Preston Sturges will have me, like, laughing so hard I can't breathe, which I so rarely feel for older comedies.
You don't like Some Like It Hot?
I mean, hey.
No, that's fucking hysterical.
It's funny, but I'm not, like, like, I'm sorry. It's just me. It's a funny movie. I'm not saying it isn't funny. I just don't go crazy for it the way I go for Preston Sturges.
If you say so.
But what I keep trying to say is the Palm Beach Story, the lead, the male lead in that film has like a plan where he wants to build airports on top of cities. it's like the least practical thing ever, and it's just thrown in there like, yeah, this is something someone would do. Like, and it's never addressed. It's never like there's a moment where he goes like, oh, that was a stupid idea. Like, it's just, no, this is what he's trying to do in the background while the rest of the film happens.
Oh, okay. Well, here's another. Bringing Up Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bringing Up Baby's hysterical.
Those all make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, this has that, like, edge that the Coen Brothers have to it, where, like, the opening fucking gag of this movie is a guy committing suicide.
Yeah.
Which will not happen in a Preston Sturges film. Although Preston Sturges did have a dark side, but, like, I don't think he ever got to explore it fully, because, like, once he started to, his movie started bombing. But,
oh, no.
Oh, God, what's that one called? It's so fucking funny. I can't remember. The one with the fucking composer. If anyone knows, people out there know what I'm talking about. Okay. But Unfaithfully Yours, which is that what it is? That if that's the right one I'm thinking of, it's wild, and you know what I'm talking about. you fucking know. But there's also the Preston Sturges thing that the Coen Brothers, like, this feels like the accumulation of, is just like Preston Sturges and the Coens are just collecting character actors. And just stacking their movies with them, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, John Polito has, like, one scene in this movie.
Oh,
which is just him yelling at a secretary.
Oh, that's such a fucking great... Like, I mean, the gags in this movie are so good that even, like, the undercutting of the gag becomes a gag.
I know, yeah.
He's like, what, he jumped out the window too? And you think he did, and he didn't. Like, it's right there, but he didn't. And, oh, my God, it's... What's the Hudsucker Proxy about, Matt?
It's about, well, here's how it was sold to me, and this is what the marketing clearly tried to sell, is it's about the guy who invented the hula hoop.
Which I guess is technically correct.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what the movie's about. But it's also a movie called The Hudsucker Proxy, which someone thought that would sell to middle America.
I know. Like, nowadays, the fucking test marketing would be like, well, why don't we just call it the Hula Hoop Proxy?
Yeah, exactly. That would be the pitch, right? Where the Hudsucker Proxy is, like, a perfect title, but it's also what, like, kneecaps this film.
Yeah, it feels like the title for, like, an American novel or something.
Yeah, it feels like, and it feels like something grim and serious, you know? Like... It doesn't feel like it's going to be the comedy that it is, but it is. And it was pitched to me as, like, this is the Coen Brothers one that bombed, and this is the one the critics also kind of hated, you know? And I watched it, and, like, right when I'm getting into Coen Brothers, and I'm like, I don't know, I thought it was funny. Like, and then, but also as I revisit, I'm like, oh, there's not really that many other movies like this. With this kind of energy and this insanity. Yeah. You know, it's another film that, like, kind of comes close to this, in my opinion. It might be a weird one to go to, but I want to see.
Batman Returns.
No, but that's not too far off.
Okay.
But it's from a director you like.
I like too many people.
All right, but a director you like more than I do, and are always fucking defending.
That's still pretty vast.
I'm, of course, talking about Gore Verbinski's Mouse Hunt.
Oh. Okay.
Which is a movie that... Here's something. Mouse Hunt, that's a fun title, right? Yeah. Like, oh, Mouse Hunt. That movie opens with a dead body flying out of its coffin and going down the sewer. That movie opens with a guy getting... the mayor fucking has a heart attack and dies, like, 5 minutes into that movie because of a cockroach. It's oddly similar to the Hudsucker Proxy, in my opinion.
Double feature?
I mean, maybe, yeah. Mouse Hunt is, like, almost a movie we could do, but it, like, made money. Like, that was one of those ones where it's the first DreamWorks movie that made money. And it, like, came out opening weekend, they're like, oh god, it died opening weekend. And then it's, like, that one of those, like, few examples of, like, word of mouth actually saving a movie.
And, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's good. That's why Gore Verbinski's career exists. Like, it's his first movie, and that movie, a movie called Mouse Hunt, that he did as, like, as dark as humanly possible made $100 million.
God.
Yeah. That would just never happen today.
I know. Like, I mean, even Avatar's box office. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, it was a great opening for December. It was the biggest one of the time, like 90 million or 70 million or something like that. And now people would look at those numbers and be like, oh, James Cameron missed. Yeah. He missed for the first time ever.
Well, people did initially. Like, that first weekend, people were like, that's good, but it's not going to make money, you know?
That's so fucking funny.
Well, that was that one where people came out. I remember people came out of the early screenings and were like, it's interesting, but it needs to make $1 billion to break even. And then it made $2 billion.
Isn't it like almost at $3 billion now or something?
I don't know, because he re-released it out of spite. So
yeah, and it's getting another re-release on my birthday weekend this year.
Crazy.
So yeah, so that's gonna happen for me.
Yeah, it's $2.8 billion.
I got you, James.
Fucking
I got you, buddy.
Wild maniac, James Cameron.
Yeah. Okay, I had mentioned Batman Returns, but did you know that the skyscraper models in this movie, the Hudsucker Proxy, were reused for The Shadow, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, and the 1998 Godzilla?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Except for Godzilla. I don't know where they used it in Godzilla.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, that one raises a lot, because that's the movie where Godzilla just disappears.
Yeah, he just hides behind a building and everyone's like, we lost him.
Yeah, and the fucking Broderick in that movie's like, it's perfect. It's like a jungle. He could hide anywhere. And it's like, no, he can't.
There's windows on every building in New York City.
In the fucking America. It's the opposite of a jungle. Like, that movie, the leaps that movie makes is insane.
I know. It's so funny. I'm a fan.
I'm not, but
okay.
I like here's the thing, I do like the Godzilla stuff in it, but like it's so like, oh, but now we got to go to Broderick and like his ex-girlfriend, which I'm like, fuck you. Like, I don't give a fuck. People complain.
A lot of slurs are said in that movie too.
Oh,
it's like, whoa,
yeah.
the 90s.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, man. Post Pulp Fiction, we can say anything. Like,
yeah. It's like, wow. I forgot. I was rewatching on Netflix, I think last year, and I was just like, ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Tugging at like my collar, like, oh no.
It's weird how common like the R word was for a long time.
Oh my god, yeah.
And like I can't even really judge, because like that was one, like I just remember everyone used it. Like I don't know a person that I went to high school with who didn't use that word. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, it's so cringe to think about it.
Yeah. But hey, it's like things are so bad in the world right now, but like look at little steps are getting better. It's like we just need to make the big steps now.
Here's the thing. Stuff is bad right now. And it's getting bad very quickly. But in my lifetime, stuff has gotten good just as quickly. Now, it never sustained itself. But it can happen, and it's not impossible. So, it'll happen. But, might take a little while, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Jan de Bont was supposed to do Godzilla.
What?
Yeah, 94.
Oh wait, was that the one with like the army of bats monsters?
Maybe, yeah.
There was like one that was like sounded super interesting.
Yeah, where he was actually gonna fight another monster.
Yeah.
And Stan Winston designed the Godzilla, and if you can like look up that Godzilla and it actually looks
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. And then it was like
Jan de Bont was not part of the Hudsucker Proxy.
No.
However, it was shot by my buddy Roger Deakins, who remains maybe the greatest living cinematographer today.
When does Deakins take over? Because it's Barry Sonnenfeld for Raising Arizona, Miller's Crossing, and Blood Simple, right?
Yeah, I think it's Barton Fink.
Barton Fink is when Deakins, yeah.
Yeah.
I was confused because Barry Sonnenfeld has a cameo in Barton Fink, and so I always just assume, he must have been on set doing the cinematography. And it's like, oh, no, he didn't. And then it's like, yeah, Barton Fink does kind of look better.
Yeah. What's up with Barry Sonnenfeld?
I know, we did him on our original failed blockbuster, and it's that thing of he makes Wild Wild West and never recovers, which is so sad, because he's got a great run up to that point.
Yeah. Fuck, it's like, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it is.
Poor guy.
But also, after Wild Wild West, he makes how many movies? He makes 5 movies post Wild Wild West. 2 of them are Men in Black sequels. So like, he's in a weird funk as a. I think he wrote a book recently. So maybe I should read that, because Barry Sonnenfeld does seem like a guy who would have some stories.
Yeah.
He allegedly had like a mental breakdown on the first Addams Family.
Oh.
Because like he was like suddenly like they had another director, and then like that guy got fired, and then it's like last minute they're like, we need you to direct this, Barry Sonnenfeld. And he like almost lost his mind. But hey, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: he's never done anything like that failed that's also as interesting as Wild Wild West either.
Mm-hmm.
Like Big Trouble, maybe, because that's the movie that like they had to re-edit massively post 9/11. Like it was going to come out September 21st, and then it's like a movie about like hijacking a plane, and it's like a comedy film.
Oh no!
And they had to delay it, and then it just like they just dumped it. He did 9 Lives, I guess.
Oh yeah. Who stars in that one again? Oh right.
Oh yeah. Oh, and whose company distributed that film? Oh yeah.
No way. I did not know that one.
Luc Besson.
Okay, I was thinking Weinstein.
Oh
which is not great either.
No, but Luc Besson has that weird window. So this has nothing to do with Hudsucker, but Luc Besson has that window right around Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, a movie I love. But he's like, he cracks some sort of code either in like tax law or something where he's like, look, I can basically make any movie I want if the budget hits these levels and I sell it to these 3 territories. And he's like, my company, I'm just going to sell all these movies and I'm just going to fund all my dream projects. And everyone's like, fuck yeah, Luc Besson. And then like immediately after Valerian, it all came out. And
to be fair, I think most of us saw that coming though.
You know what? I didn't, but it was also because I hadn't seen a lot of his like French movies.
Oh, buddy, boy.
And I saw Leon the Professional when I was like super young, and I didn't like connect the weird like energy that movie has.
Oh no, for sure. When I was young, I didn't get that either. And then I saw it again when I was older. I was like, man, this is a really good movie, but there's something right there. I'm not. What's going on there?
Yeah,
what's happening?
What is this relationship here?
Yeah, and I guess a big reason why it was even toned down from the original intention was because Natalie Portman's parents were around very often.
Yeah.
Which is good. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have had to be.
They shouldn't have, no.
No, Luc Besson, die.
The one that like really put it into focus, he did a movie called Angel A, which is kind of like what if you fell in love with an angel type story. And it's a weird like a window into like what he thinks like an idealized woman is in a weird way. And it doesn't have any of the underage stuff, but it just it has a bad vibe to it, if you ask me. And I never saw his Joan of Arc film.
Oh, I'll never do that.
Yeah, why would at this point?
But like you, I also love Valerian.
Yeah, I like his. It's sad. I like Fifth Element a lot, but that also has like a weird, like, she's like a perfect being, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's just so strange.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I don't want to, whatever. If like there's a way to be into some of those things that's not illegal, but it raises, once it suddenly like taints everything,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's why you like a weird like infantilized woman, but also a woman who like has power over you. It's strange guy, bad guy. Remember
the relationship in the Hudsucker Proxy is much more respectable.
Yeah.
And not creepy. And still complicated in a way that's fascinating.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
How do you feel about Tim Robbins in this movie?
I think he's great. Why?
I know that Tim Robbins is like the thing people kind of get hung up on a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I know the Tim Robbins of it all. And I will say I like Tim Robbins in this, but it does kind of feel like he is playing a dumb guy in a way where like you get the vibe that like I know I'm smarter than the character I'm playing. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
And it's not enough.
I haven't felt that as all.
It's not enough to like fuck the movie up for me, but it is something where it's like maybe someone else could have played this role. Again, I'm not saying he's awful in it. I'm just saying that maybe his slant on it might keep this movie at a distance for some people.
Okay.
I think Jennifer Jason Leigh is like more on the money than Tim Robbins is.
Oh, she's fucking perfect in this film. She just comes out with the dialogue of, like the rhythms are perfect. That she's hitting the beats exactly where she needs to. She's perfect in this movie.
But like she's playing a cartoon character.
She is. But like,
when
the energy of the movie.
But when she has to get earnest, it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when she has to kind of like get when Tim Robbins does this whole scene where he's like, write a letter to this newspaper woman, doesn't realize it's her. And she kind of like, you know, and she gets a window into him and then like sees it. He's like, oh, I was just letting off some steam. And she plays it right. And then like the moment he starts being a dick again, she like slaps him and stuff. Like she plays that really well. Whereas I said, like Tim Robbins it feels like he's like, I know I'm being dumb. I'm in on the joke, guys. Which I'm not necessarily sure if I want a guy like that, you know? Whereas George Clooney genuinely feels like a dumb guy in Coen Brothers movies.
Yeah.
Like, it feels closer to... It feels more realistic than if George Clooney was like... You know, if it felt like Danny Ocean was playing a dumb guy, which is what I feel like the Coen Brothers collaborations with Clooney could so easily become. But they never do. You see some of those movies like The Men Who Stare at Goats. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Which is a bad movie.
It is.
But that's one where it feels like they're trying to do the Clooney dumb guy thing and it doesn't work. And I don't know.
Well, do you know who also was an early contention for the role in this film? Brought up by Joel Silver, the first choice for Norval Barnes was Tom Cruise.
Oh, man.
And then the Coens were like, no. We want Tim Robbins. And then John Cryer also took a shot at the role. He obviously didn't get it. John Cryer's a good actor, though. That dude just doesn't really get like a lot of opportunities, I think.
You know what's weird? I don't know. Cruise might be too handsome to be goofy, is the thing.
This era of Cruise might have been able to pull it off.
I don't know. I was going to say later Cruise might have been able to pull it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
I think... I don't know. Like, that's a choice where, like, I do kind of want to see Cruise do... Like, I would love to see Cruise in a Coen Brothers movie. Like, it feels like he is the type of guy who could fit right in. Like, they could totally use him well, but I don't know if he could play Norval. But also, the Norval I'm picturing has the, like, fucking Tim Robbins hair, like, get up, you know? Like...
Yeah.
So it's hard to picture someone else. It's also the exact opposite where Tim Robbins is like super tall and Cruise is like super short. So it's like the exact opposite. But man, it's weird. It's the Coens, they should kind of let the Coens do whatever they wanted with this one. Like, that's crazy that no one said anything.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not even saying that's bad. It's just like
no. It's just like you feel like the lack of restraint in a way that's very fulfilling. Like, not just like with like the camera moves and like the performances, but like down to like the production design and stuff like that. Like, it's so
down to
such an exaggerated like worldview.
Not to come back to it, but down to the movie is called the Hudsucker Proxy. Like, that's not selling anyone on the movie. Like, now you can sell it because it's like, oh, it's the Coen Brothers, but they aren't really the Coen Brothers yet, you know? Like, Barton Fink is this weird one where it wins at Cannes, right?
Yeah.
And I believe it's one of the few films where it wins Best Director and Best Actor. Like, which is something that never happens. And that's kind of like, oh, maybe we have to take the Coen Brothers seriously because the critics don't know what to make of them at this point. And then it bombs in America, but gets a few Academy Award nominations. And then I guess Joel Silver's like, these are the next guys, let's give them an actual budget. And this is what they make. And no one stopped them.
I think that's pretty great.
It's great, but like,
Yeah.
it's kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And had
well, here you go.
I'm just saying, had this movie been a hit, like it would have been. Like, I'm almost glad it bombed because I think where the Coens actually go is more interesting. But it could have been the beginning of like weird studio Coen Brother movies.
Yeah, the 90s were kind of wild for movies like across the board.
Yeah.
You know, like we get like the independent rise, a lot of stuff like that, but like mainstream movies and blockbusters, failed or otherwise, have like a different energy. And I'm not saying it's like the only thing I want out of movies, but it's definitely like much more interesting than I think the landscape is currently in America, anyways. Someone else I wanted to mention, and I don't know if we've ever even brought him up on the show before, is the late great Paul Newman.
Yes.
Who is awesome.
When the hell could we have possibly... I mean, when could Paul Newman have come up on our show? I don't think we've ever done anything Paul Newman related.
No.
So, there's...
I'd like to talk about Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid sometime.
Hey.
Oh, he of course. He was in the Cars trilogy.
I know. Which is like the last thing he did. And by being in the Cars trilogy, I mean they use his archival voice for the last two because he died shortly after the first one came out.
Yeah.
Cars has like the most like of the I think cast has died of like a Pixar movie.
It's because the Cars curse.
Maybe because it's like
No,
it's like Carlin too. Like I think it's George Carlin's last movie too.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like George Carlin and
Fuck John Lasseter.
and then what's that guy's name? The animator John Raft, who like I think that's his last movie. He voiced the fire truck in it.
John Lasseter, retire, bitch.
Well,
that's another creep too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a creep.
These fucking people.
He was supposed to be taking over like another animation studio, but then like half the actors quit. I think when they announced he was going to be taking over whatever film was happening.
Respect.
So, but
That's
I think he's still there. Is the thing?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they're going to try to keep him around, but like that's good that people are like, nah, fuck that. Like, sorry. But Paul Newman also has the Tom Cruise connection through The Color of Money.
Yeah. So
Martin Scorsese's best film.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. It's good. It's good.
Isn't that the one Scorsese film that like Ebert gave a bad review to?
Is it? I don't know.
I think it is. I think it's one like Ebert's pretty savage. Like,
oh man.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first Legacy sequel, so maybe Ebert saw it coming.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, no one talks about that.
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Although there are other like legacy.
Oh, I'm sure there are, but you
but-
think we're gonna find ways to bring up other shit like that?
Yeah.
Like
What are
the
what are-
Nosferatu in Venice.
What are the Scorsese films we could possibly do on our retrospectives? Like Kundun? Like,
I would love to
finally get the Waffle
Departed.
Press banned in China. No, but The Departed
We're
won.
already on some lists, I'm sure.
The Departed won.
Oh fuck, that's right. Last Temptation of Christ? Did that bomb?
The Departed
No, it did not.
had that weird reputation though, where because it was the one where Scorsese finally won, people were like, The Departed's not actually that good. Like, it had that reputation for a while, and now I think people are kind of coming back to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, actually,
that was.
it's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, Silence is a bomb.
Silence is a bomb, but also, like, what the fuck are we gonna say
Yeah,
about silence? Like, we can release an episode that is just nothing. Like,
yeah, it's literal silence.
yeah, like, just really throw one, but... Or, like, The Age of Innocence, like...
Oh, is that a bomb?
It might have been. Well, here's the thing. No, that made money, but we could do a blockbuster bomb or an awards bomb, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it won Best Costume Design, but that was it. So
That's fucking crazy. These fucking people don't know fucking shit.
it is wild that, like, Scorsese, like, had to get that many nominations before winning.
Yeah, I know.
But-
I know. It's like And then, maybe Kuntun's the one because it's both him and Roger Deakins. It's their only collaboration together. It both took them, like, fucking 17 nominations or something to win.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking absurd.
Yeah, you know what? We can't handle silence, but you know what we could definitely do? A movie
Boxcar Bertha.
No, a movie about the Dalai Lama. We would definitely handle that a lot better.
I'll get to that in 2 years after I do mountains of research.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
But what about The Irishman, which now Netflix is blaming for their entire company sinking?
That was fucking stupid. I think that quote got taken a little out of context, but they're definitely placing blame on quote-unquote vanity projects.
Yeah. Which, like...
Also, the only things that got them, like, awards consideration.
Yeah.
And not, like, fucking Red Notice.
But also, The Irishman is, like, the biggest slam dunk movie ever. Like...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, The Irishman would have made money had it gotten a wide theatrical release.
Yeah.
That's my crazy hot take. Because it's literally a gangster movie by Scorsese with De Niro, Pesci, Pacino, and Keitel. Like, it would have made money. But everyone was, like, every studio was too much of a coward. And then, like, Netflix is like, well, we don't want to release our movies in theaters for some reason.
I don't get it.
You know what did bomb? Hugo. Which is a movie I love. I love Hugo.
I love Hugo.
Yeah. The only movie I ever saw in 3D where I was actually like, I enjoyed the 3D of it. I'm sure there are...
Tron Legacy also kicked ass.
I never saw it in 3D. Like, okay. I'm sure there are other examples, but like, I so rarely went to 3D screenings.
Yeah. Oh no. Even to this day, I'm like, we don't need to do that anymore. We tried it. Yeah. Didn't work unless you're James Cameron. So.
Well, that's the thing. I am watching those Avatar 2 trailers, and I'm like, this might be the one I have to go to.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's the thing. I have to find a theater I know won't fuck up the movie, which is getting rarer and rarer these days.
Yeah. Like my LA privilege is really showing because I'm like, I got like a handful of options. Mm-hmm. But there's like a local place I used to go to that I still love being around, but it's like I can't go see a really anticipated movie there anymore. It can't be a first showing at the very least, you know. And I'm not really going back for like double viewings anymore, like I used to. It's just not really feasible time wise like it used to be. Yeah. And it's like, so I'm going to a local place less and less. And
well, you go to that one.
If they had better screenings, it wouldn't be a problem.
You go to that one for the geek show, basically. Like I want to go see fucking Colin Trevorrow fall on his face. So I'm not watching that. Yeah, but that you pay for the other movie and then go to see Reservoir Dominion.
Oh, I did do that for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Hey now. Hey, should we cover that movie?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
Not gonna challenge you on that one.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's weird that movie exists.
I know.
It's like
so fucking
gross. I don't think of that movie like. It was bad when it was released, and like the further removed from it, it's just like, wait, that movie's like criminal. Like,
yeah, made by an actual criminal, allegedly.
Alleged criminal, who the witnesses keep disappearing and dying. Hey,
no, that's Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, but they're buddies.
I bet they're real close. Anyways, what's your favorite thing about the Hudsucker Proxy?
None of those people.
Not made by actual criminals.
You know what has what's his face? Was he ever in a Coen Brothers movie? Kevin Spacey.
Oh fuck, I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
He just feels like the type of asshole who would like want to be in a Coen Brothers movie, and then not get in. The Coen Brothers are usually so good with their casting. That's why the Tim Robbins of it kind of sticks out to me a little bit. But they pick.
Are you just like not a fan of him as like an actor?
No, Tim Robbins is fine, but like he is hit or miss with me. You know.
Okay.
Like
there's one we're gonna talk about eventually.
He's great in The Player, like, and he also plays kind of an idiot in Bull Durham. You know, he's good in that. But then like you see him in Mystic River, and it's like. That performance is like criminal, or like Green Lantern, where like he clearly doesn't know what he's doing there. And I mean, I guess he's fine in Shawshank, but that is like a weird character.
I don't want to get into Shawshank.
Is Shawshank Redemption a good movie?
It's a great movie. It's just, it's not like the greatest movie ever.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. It had that, like, because it was IMDb #1 for the longest time, right?
Yeah, and then everyone finally was like, wait, IMDb is, like, not a good way to measure quality of movies. It's just people, like, putting 10 stars all the time.
But people, like, hated Shawshank because it had that reputation for a while. You know?
Yeah, and it's one of those movies that definitely, like, you kind of got to revisit on your own terms, like, separate the bullshit around it. And it's a good movie. It's fucking Frank Darabont. Yeah. He's a terrific director.
And it is one of those movies that, like, you can come in the middle and, like, just watch the whole movie, you know? Like, which there aren't that many movies like that. Man, Frank Darabont...
Also shot by Roger Deakins.
Frank Darabont has not directed a movie in over a decade.
Yeah, he got fucked by the AMC
Walking
executives.
Dead. But also, isn't he, like, a maniac?
I heard he's a little difficult.
Yeah, I've heard he's like a
don't know how far that goes, but I'm sure that also might have something to do with it.
You can find the emails he sent to AMC executives, and they do not read like they came from a stable person. But
I have not read those.
But also, it seemed like that was the culmination of a lot of things. But also, like, Robbins and, like, Freeman, like, don't work with him again after Shawshank, right? Like, I heard there was a lot of tension on that set. So, he might be one of those guys.
Yeah, that might make sense.
He's a good writer, though. He wrote The Blob.
Yeah, The Blob, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
The Fly 2.
The Fly 2.
Which is better than it has any right to be, but...
Did I ever tell you my first experience with The Fly 2? They were doing, like, one of those late-night marathons on HBO.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's probably how I saw it, too.
But they were doing, like, The Fly, Fly 2, and then The Fly and Fly 2 again.
Or okay.
One of those weird, like, things, right? So I was like, I want to watch The Fly. I heard it's, like, really gross. And I was really into, like... This is when I was really getting into, like, monster movies again as a teenager. And I missed The Fly, so I just went straight to The Fly 2.
My God.
And I was like, yeah.
That poor dog.
So I caught it backwards.
Yeah. Well... I mean, it's an alright movie.
Yeah, it's just super gross, and like it like really depressed me though.
Yeah.
The dog thing was just fucking brutal.
It's really dark, yeah. It's a wild movie. And Guillermo del Toro maintains that Darabont's script for Frankenstein is the best Frankenstein script ever written.
Which I still have to watch.
But he says that the movie like didn't keep most of it. Like
well, Kenneth Branagh did it, so it's probably really great, and I'm gonna love it, and then everyone's gonna get mad at me.
Why are
for
we should do a Branagh.
Oh, he's got some sinkers.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, Artemis Fowl.
No, we're not.
Which I was getting trailers for on like YouTube, like as advertisements, as like even like less than a year ago. And I'm like, why is Disney Plus still promoting this?
Every streaming service gets the bright it deserves,
I guess. But like Hamlet, you know, we can talk Hamlet.
Oh, fucking Hamlet! Was that a bomb?
I mean,
shit, it was.
But also, it like I think it didn't win any Oscars.
Yeah, so. But it's like it made $4.7 million on an $18 million budget,
and was like until The Master was like the last movie shot on 70mm.
Is that true?
I think so.
Oh my god!
It was like a big deal at the time. Yeah.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah, that's I'm writing that down.
Oh, Samsara
probably not this season.
Was the first to do 70mm.
I don't think this season, but that's
it's one to keep in mind. We can finally talk about Hamlet, and I can fucking yell about Jack Lemmon in that fucking movie. Who looks like he's never done Shakespeare before in his life. Shall I strike at it with my partisan? So bad.
Yeah, no Frank Darabont, no
Imagine
Kenneth
getting
Branagh,
your ass
no
kicked,
Jack Lemmon.
Getting your ass kicked in a Hamlet film by fucking Billy Crystal.
Well, because Billy Crystal's a really good actor.
Yeah, but Billy Crystal, like, sometimes he has weird ideas.
Sure.
What if he wanted to do the Gravedigger like his jazz character? Like, including the blackface.
No.
Which he did, like, as recently as less than a decade ago.
Matt, is The Hudsucker Proxy a movie about the inherent disillusion of humanity for the sake of capitalist gain?
Probably.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's about a guy who made a hula hoop.
Yes, which is apparently the same stance that the Coen Brothers have on the film. But I think they're facetious when they say that, because they always say like, "Oh, we don't delve that deep into it," or whatever. I think they're being facetious, right? Like, I don't think it's too much to like assume that they actually have all these ideas that they're putting into their work.
I don't know. I think they're both very liberal. I think it was one of the Coen brothers did that New York Times piece where they just like mocked the fuck out of Jimmy Fallon after Trump won. Like, do you remember that?
No.
One of them like wrote it like and like sent it to the New York Times and they published it. That's like, you know, remember Jimmy Fallon does his stupid thank you notes every night, which it's like, how do the Coen brothers know that that's a thing? Like it's crazy to think that they've ever seen a moment of the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show. And so he did like his style of thank you notes, and it was him thanking like all the people he held responsible for letting Trump get elected, including Jimmy Fallon.
Oh my god.
I mean, but he also did he called out like Jill Stein voters and stuff like that, which I'm like, I don't know if they're the biggest problem here, but hey.
Yeah. No. Hillary warned us.
Yeah, she's the one.
Yeah.
The pro-life running mate.
Yeah.
See, that's just brilliant politics.
Sorry, I just drudged up some real shit.
That's just brilliant politicking. Keep your friends nowhere near you, but your enemies as close as possible. So you don't understand. We got to listen to her when it comes to the next election. Like, we can't be focusing on these social issues. We got to listen to Hillary, a woman whose main thing is that she keeps losing. Like, she's got to know, like, you know, she's got to learn a lot of lessons at this point.
You know, one lesson you might learn from constantly losing is that you might just not be good at it.
No, why? Why would you? Colin Trevorrow hasn't learned that lesson.
Oh.
Not a single person in Hollywood has learned that lesson.
Well, that may be true.
Has anyone been like directing a movie and been like, wait, I'm bad at this. I should stop directing.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. I think a lot of writers are shifting into also directing their own stuff. And I'm sure a lot of that's out of necessity just to get stuff made at this point. But also a lot of writers turned directors aren't really good at directing. Yeah. And they haven't recognized it yet. So, I don't know. Anyways, Hudsucker Proxy. What else do we have about this? Is it the most sentimental of the Coen Brothers films?
I mean, I don't know if I could say that. Because, I think the thing that holds this movie back a little bit from, like, is the constant, like, is this sincere or are they mocking the sincerity? Which I think was the debate about the Coen brothers for the longest time. You know? Mm-hmm. Do they actually like their characters or do they think they're idiots? You know? Like, do they kind of have a certain level of contempt for them? And I fall on the side that they actually do like their characters. I feel like people could make the argument the other way, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, Burn After Reading like has the like most innocent character in that movie get like horribly murdered. Yeah. Like, so
and it's hilarious.
Yeah, but I also think that they just kind of have a weird like I don't know if it's like what they actually believe, but they do kind of have like an Old Testament like idea of morality, you know, of just 100%. Like God is a vengeful God in a lot of ways. Although this is a movie where a guy commits suicide and goes to heaven. And it's never really said that, like, the suicide was a mistake. Which is odd. Uh-huh. It's wild that this movie just opens with wearing Hudsucker jumping out a window and dying. Mm. And it's like a comedy scene. Like, that's the thing of just like, I've shown this movie. This is the Coen Brothers movie that like I've had the most misses with when I've shown it to people.
I completely understand why.
Yeah.
It's very different.
I think people just go like, am I supposed to be laughing at this? It does kind of have that vibe a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. Of just like when you sit down in the boardroom, because like they are talking about stocks. but it's also like the guy just killed himself.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the repeated attempts at suicide
yeah.
are much more
I'm
comedic.
getting off this merry-go-round. That guy's the best.
Oh, it's terrific.
I'd be a millionaire now.
Oh, and there's also that one dude from Total Recall.
Yeah. Who, he's fun. They're all fun. All the board guys are fun. Like, that's probably the scene that, like, I just kind of rewatch occasionally on my phone. Of just them going, we play up the fact that HUD is dead. Long live the HUD. Like, which is like...
No, my favorite little bit is, strictly speaking, I'm never supposed to do this.
Oh, that's...
But have you got a better idea?
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you know, if it was a more grounded story, it's like, yeah, that's probably it. Guy gets everything taken from him at the expense of capital, and he dies alone, accidentally committing suicide, and that's the story.
How about the fact that Buzz, the elevator operator, is played by Prez Belusky from The Wire?
Yeah. Everyone's favorite character.
I guess that character is kind of based on Sam Raimi.
Really?
I guess that's how Raimi talks. Not like, I'm not saying
you know
with the
what?
quick quips. I hear he punctuates everything with buddy.
Raimi does talk like that. If you listen to his commentaries, you listen to his interviews, that makes perfect sense.
Raimi is in the movie.
I don't know if he's ever punched one of the Coen Brothers.
That feels like something that might have happened. They were roommates for a long time.
Oh, yeah, and at that rate. Like, that makes sense.
You imagine, alright, it's Raimi, the Coen Brothers, Frances McDormand, and then I think Kathy Bates was also living with them. Like, they were all together under one roof at one point.
Yeah, and I think also Scott Spiegel, the co-writer of Evil Dead.
Now imagine, like, one morning you got to argue about, like, who's doing the dishes. And, like, those are the personalities.
Wait. Did you already say Holly Hunter, too? I forgot.
I forgot Holly Hunter, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's fucking just... That's a sitcom premise right there.
Yeah. It's also Anna Nicole Smith is in a Coen Brothers movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's wild.
That is wild.
The guy who played Blue in Old School is in this.
Yeah. Oh, and Steve Buscemi. He only gets the one scene.
He's the beatnik.
He's great.
Which is like kind of a perfect Buscemi role. Mm-hmm. Goodman is the newsreel voice.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's him where it's like, the hula hoop. Like, also, I gotta say, like, one of those moments where you're like, is this sincere or is it not, when they do the, like, Norville's, like, having the breakdown, right? And, like, they're going to throw him in a mental institution. He's losing his mind. He's walking the streets. And they're doing the scene of, like, all the faces flashing around him, right? Mm-hmm. Being, like, you know, Paul Newman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, fucking Prez Belusky. But then, like, in the middle of it is, like, you let me down. You let Mrs. Eisenhower down. You let the American people down. It's like, they put Eisenhower in there, too? Like... That's one of those moments where it's, like, hard to tell exactly where this movie's landing.
Yeah, and so I agree with you. I see why people
Bruce Campbell plays a guy named Smitty.
Would have trouble figuring out how to approach this.
Bruce Campbell's character's name is Smitty. Which, this isn't the only Bruce Campbell movie, Coen Brothers movie with Bruce Campbell in it, but I think it's, like, the only real speaking role he has.
Oh, who could ever forget the 1985 cult classic Crime Wave?
Oh, yeah, but they didn't direct it. They wrote that.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's Raimi.
Raimi
what else is he in?
He is in...
Fargo. He's in Fargo for a second.
Well, here's the thing. He's in Fargo, but he's not actually in Fargo. That is a soap opera he was on, like, in between Evil Dead movies.
Oh.
And I believe, like, that soap opera you can't find anywhere. So, like, that appearance is, like, the only footage that still exists of that soap opera.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he is in The Lady Killers and has no lines. Which is, like, one of those weird Coen Brothers things they do occasionally.
Oh, well, if you have to be in The Lady Killers.
But it feels like he could have been one of the Lady Killers.
Oh, sure. Bruce Campbell could have been a lot of stuff, and it's weird that he never really got,
I know.
another starring role outside of the Evil Dead stuff.
Even now, it feels like no one is trying to cash in on like Bruce Campbell nostalgia.
Yeah.
Which is strange. Like, maybe he's just got all that Burn Notice money now that he's like...
he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that like, he's like, I'm only going to do what I really want to do, but...
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like someone should be like, nah, put him in a Marvel movie other than Pizza Papa.
No. Did you see the deleted scene from the ending?
No, I did not. Well, I mean, it's when he's still punching himself, right? I saw that.
Yeah. So there was going to be that, and then there was another version of it where he stops punching himself, and then he clenches his fist tightly and he goes, Doctor Strange, you have not seen the last of Pizza Papa.
Now that's what they should have done.
Yeah, now that should be Doctor Strange 3.
Yeah.
He's like, I've traveled the multiverse to wreak havoc and revenge on Doctor Strange.
Well, that was honestly where I thought it would go when I sat down to watch. I thought Multiverse Madness when you meet Pizza Papa, and it's such a strange character.
Pizza Papa always gets paid.
Pizza Papa always gets paid. I felt like, okay, they're going to jump to another universe where it's like King Pizza Papa or something like that. And it's like, no, they didn't do that at all. And I like that movie, but like that's honestly, I'm like, there's no way you have a character like Pizza Papa in this movie unless you're going to do a gag like that. And then I'm like, oh yeah.
Pizza Papas of Madness.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what I thought was going to happen. Like, there's a whole universe that's just Pizza Papa.
Well, hey, the buzz on the streets for these fucking nerds like myself is that apparently Feige loved working with Raimi so much because he basically just trusted the movie to him after, like, you know, apart from like the producer notes and all that jazz to make it fit in the MCU confines, that he really wants to work with him again or hire someone as talented as Raimi to take over for like Fantastic Four so he doesn't have to worry about it. And it's like, you know what, dude? If you keep fucking doing that and people keep losing interest in your movies, that's on them. Because that sounds like a great idea.
Well, yeah, that's the thing lately is that I think the Feige thing is that, like, the last few directors he hasn't had to babysit. Like, he's brought in a few people that, like, actually know what they're doing. And I think he's like, I should just do this from now on.
Yeah.
Like, because it's this weird thing where he kind of deserves, like, a co-directing credit on, like, half the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
You know, because of how much, like, influence he has, but he doesn't. So, but yeah, I think he was very hands-off with Doctor Strange. And then any curveball I seemed to throw at Raimi, like, took in stride, you know?
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, the Fantastic Four, sure, whatever. Blackagar Boltigan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, why not?
I gotta listen to his commentary for that movie.
Is it out?
Yeah.
Oh,
on digital.
Okay, I will have to check that out then.
Yeah.
Well, if it's on, I'll buy the Blu-ray probably. But
well, yeah. Of course.
But,
I know the commentary is available somewhere now.
Okay, cool. Is there a Pizza Papa commentary?
That would be amazing. This is where I met my enemy, Doctor Strange. No, is there a commentary on the Hudsucker Proxy?
I don't know actually. I only have a digital copy of Hudsucker. It's like one of the few. And the Coens don't really do commentaries.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think they're the people like Christopher Nolan who are just like, I don't know, I made the movie, you fucking get what you want.
I think the one movie they do have a commentary on is like The Man Who Wasn't There.
Oh, that's a great fucking movie.
Yeah. And another one where it's like, I can't believe that's the only Coen Brothers movie with James Gandolfini in it.
Oh, like, God, yeah. You know what? No, we were talking about like the best Coen Brothers movie. That might be up there too.
Yeah, but that's like also the challenging Coen Brothers movie, if that makes sense. Like, that feels like a weird... It almost feels like it's predicting where they're going to go before they take that detour before No Country, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, it feels like a run-up to A Serious Man, almost, in a way. Where it's just wild that it's like... Because A Serious Man made money. Like, there's a weird run where the Coen Brothers are fucking making money. Like, which doesn't make any sense to me.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Llewyn Davis made money. Like, it finally bombs with Hail Caesar. No, Hail Caesar made money. So, like...
It was treated like a bomb, though. It was weird. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but it was also because I think there were so many stars attached to it. Like, everyone's like, this is going to be a fucking slam dunk, like, fucking $100 million, and it makes, like, 60, you know? Like, yeah. Which is money compared to that budget, but... It's not Hudsucker, where Hudsucker is like made $11 million on a $25 million budget. Like, a genuine bomb. And yeah, and then they go to Fargo. I mean, it's one of those we can't really talk about the movie because it would just be us like quoting the movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like the weird German guy in the news feed. I don't know why he's there.
When he's
it's like Werner von Braun.
Is that the same doctor guy, whatever the fuck?
Oh no, there's that guy's later. That's a different guy,
okay.
but there's the guy who's like,
all Germans are the same to me. So
yeah, but it's like he's the one that's like keeps you from flying off the earth and dying like a miserable swine. It's just. I mean, Sam Raimi, like I said, he has a cameo, and he's one of the guys trying to name the hula hoop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hula hoop sequence is just fantastic, which is the scene Raimi basically ghost directed, right? Like,
yeah, well, he second unit directed.
Yeah,
so,
but he basically did that whole scene, like.
Yeah,
sequence, I mean.
And he did some other stuff too, and you can kind of tell occasionally. Also, the screaming with the blue letter.
Oh yeah,
at the beginning, that's like 100% like a Raimi insert.
Yeah,
you know.
But there is the weird thing where Raising Arizona, the Coen Brothers are trying to be Sam Raimi in Raising Arizona.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's a very Coen Brothers movie. If you watch their stuff now and like go backwards, you're like, this feels different. This is like not correct.
They never really do that energy again. Even Hudsucker doesn't really get to Raising Arizona levels, but this movie has a fuck ton of energy to it. Mm-hmm. So, I will say the blue letter thing actually kind of works. Like, you do forget that he was supposed to deliver that blue letter.
Yeah.
Like,
you just get so wrapped up in the confines of the material world.
You know why you forget? It's the double stitched pants gag. Like, that gag just, like, it makes you forget everything.
Oh, yeah. It's so fucking funny. It's like, you know what? He's a nice man. I'll give it to him anyway.
An offensive Italian stereotype. I'm gonna give it to him anyway. And then when they do the laughing scene, where like everyone's just laughing about it as Norval Barnes is like getting hired everywhere, they go to him too, and the pants guy's laughing, and he's laughing really hard. I'm always like amazed at the fucking mirror shot in that montage. When he's laughing and he's like in the barber shop seat and like they put the stuff on his face and they swing him out of frame and there's the mirror there of just all the boardroom guys just like looking at him, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck are they just standing there? Like, how'd they do that? I don't know how they did that shot.
I don't know.
I'm really impressed by it. Yeah, fun movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Although it does have, is this the first appearance of a magical black man in a Coen Brothers movie? Because they have a few of those, unfortunately.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't really have black actors in their movies.
No. Denzel Washington.
Denzel is like
the
Macbeth
one.
is like the one, and like that's also like, okay, you're gonna have him play a Scottish lord, fine. Like, I'm not the type of guy to complain, but it's like weird that's okay. Now that's the first time you have a black lead in one of your movies. But also, you've seen The Lady Killers, right?
Like way long ago.
But like that's like
didn't feel the need to rewatch it.
That's like a mostly black cast, and you watch it, and it's like, is this offensive? Or is this just what happens when you take the Coen Brothers knucklehead type characters and have it come out of like have black people doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard to tell. But then again, they do have the general, the Asian character who has no lines basically, and looks like Mao Zedong. That movie raises a lot of questions.
Here, you know what?
We gotta do Lady Killers sometime, but it made money.
I don't know if we have to.
It made money though, which is crazy.
God,
we gotta do a miniseries that is just about Tom Hanks doing voices.
Nothing would make me happier in this world
because like he's going wild in that.
But we already did fucking Cloud Atlas.
Yeah, but hey, we
peaked early.
We could do Lady Killers, and then we could do Elvis.
All right.
There are some who make me out to be the villain.
All right, I still gotta watch Elvis.
Gotta watch it.
Is Elvis as good as the Hudsucker Proxy?
No.
Okay.
But hey. Hudsucker Proxy. Also, the Hudsucker thing is like a gag that appears in like 2 movies before this.
Really?
Well, because I believe it's the Hudsucker Institute that's mentioned in Crime Wave. Like they were trying to get someone, either the Coens or Raimi, struck upon that Hudsucker just sounds funny.
That's pretty good. Well, they had this like written since like 1985, and then they get to make it for like 7 years.
Yeah, it feels like they're like, once Crime Wave hits, we're gonna do Hudsucker next, and then Crime Wave fucking bombs.
I gotta watch Crime Wave.
You don't have to, but there are like some sequences in it that are like, there's the guy I know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, it looks like that actor really got hurt in that scene, and it's because that actor really got hurt in that scene.
I'm really going back to look at it as like an artifact of like where these people came from.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not expecting like a great work of art.
It's kind of that thing where like you can see Spider-Man and Darkman. You know, it's you can definitely see a lot of the Raimi and Coen stuff that'll come later in Crime Wave.
A Crime Wave, a legacy sequel.
What? You couldn't even do that. I don't think.
Really? I have no idea what Crime Wave is about. Don't tell me. I'm
won't
going
tell
blind. I'll report back later, at a later date.
Who even owns the rights to Crime Wave?
I don't know. It's probably a church or something now.
You know, it's someone weird. It's someone weird because it's Embassy Pictures produced it. So someone, I can't remember who. Someone like who you wouldn't expect has. Oh, Norman Lear, I think, probably has the rights.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's something weird like that. But hey.
Oh, I was thinking Norman Mailer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I was like, wait. No, wrong.
The reviews are in for my newly produced film, Crime Wave. Bold, innovative, the worst film I've ever seen.
Stinks.
Yeah. Oh, God. Norman Mailer should have come out for like the next 5 years just reading comment cards before movie trailers.
Matt, would you recommend the Hudsucker Proxy then?
Absolutely. Good movie. We didn't talk about that much, but it's like I more want people to just see it.
Yeah, I also want you all to go see it.
And it is like this weird like a Coen Brothers studio film, which we just don't like. Yes, like True Grit is a studio movie. Like yes, those are. But this is like 90s studio. Like this is we're building sets and fucking you're gonna get a whole room just for the fucking clock.
Oh yeah,
shit.
no, that's
like,
so fucking amazing.
Which they just would never do. Never do today.
I know. It feels like, look, I know everyone's tired of us bringing up superhero shit all the time. I'm getting a little genuinely excited because Guardians of the Galaxy 3 apparently has like the biggest sets like in a long time. And they're too big for the volume, so Gunn didn't use it. Like that's how big they are. And that made me a little excited because I just want to see this fucking money like on screen finally, you know. And maybe I'm like a fool to hold out for it, but liking Eternals and Doctor Strange as much as I did got me interested. Again,
it is this fucked up thing where like I had the same thing though where there was like a little wave right after. There's that little run where it's like Guardians and Winter Soldier and like a few other things that like were surprisingly good, right?
Age of Ultron.
No, but. There was, and it was kind of like this weird moment of like, oh, maybe the Marvel thing might actually work. Like, and then of course it like all like crashed immediately.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just gonna happen again. Like, but maybe what's
I'm sure.
But maybe what's really happening is that Feige is so distracted with the TV shows that he kind of has to hand the movies over to people with actual visions.
That'd be something.
So, yeah. But hey.
Yeah, Hudsucker Proxy. Go watch it. I will also add that, like we mentioned earlier, if you don't like it, at least I'll get why. It's very energetic and in your face, and I get it.
Not counting.
Good luck. I hope you like it, Matt. Where can the people find you?
Well, no, we gotta pick the next movie.
Yeah. I gotta do the thingy. All right, I got the tab open this time. We have 9 fucking movies left. We're doing all of these?
I guess. Okay. We don't, at this point, we're just going for it. Like.
All right. Plugging in the numbers.
And to the frustration of Dan Doherty, none of these have been released yet.
No.
How many are you sitting on at this point, counting this episode?
4.
Okay. Maybe you could start releasing them now.
Yeah. I've edited 2.
Okay.
I'm debating on whether to upload them like early or just start like on Mondays again. It'll be out soon. Like at the time of you and I recording this, it will be out like very soon.
Just send the one to Dan Doherty before he starts a riot.
Yeah. By the way, the choice I picked was the number 4, which is tied this week to Emperor of the North.
Hey!
Oh, you're welcome.
There you go. Fucking my namesake.
Yeah. I'm going to see what this movie's about finally.
Yes. Take a guess. Take a guess without knowing anything.
I just know you ain't stopping this hotel, kid.
My hotel. The stars at night, I put them there. And I know the presidents, all of them. And I go where I damn well please. Oh, what a good movie.
Yeah, there's no one like Lee Marvin.
There really is.
What's he up to?
He's dead.
Okay, well, hopefully he had a good run.
He's been dead for like almost 40 years at this point.
I know, but you know, maybe he got saved by the clock hands as well, and he's just out there waiting.
To do what? That's disconcerting.
I don't know Lee Marvin's politics.
Lee Marvin was, I think he was like the right kind of crazy guy.
Okay.
What I understand.
He was like, I'm gonna put a bullet in someone.
The first choice for Quint, I believe, in Jaws.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that didn't happen, but I'm also wouldn't be upset if I peered into another universe where it
same.
did.
Well, it's him and like Sterling Hayden were the first 2 choices. And Lee Marvin just said no, and Sterling Hayden like owed the government so much money in back taxes that if he did the movie, his paycheck would have gone straight to the government. So he didn't do it. And I would love to have seen both those guys do it. Like, I love both those actors, but, you know, is it better than Robert Shaw? Probably not.
Yeah. All right, that's Hudsucker Proxy, everyone.
I'm at Emperor OTN1 at twitter.com.
And you can find me at the Diego Crespo. Check out the Waffle Press on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and Patreon. You can get early access to the next episode. You're welcome. We're on schedule now. At least by the time this one's out. I promise.
You ain't stopping at this hotel, kid.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We've been professionally unprofessional.
Boom.
Did the Fortune City own idea, man, when they promoted you from the mailroom?
Well, I guess so. I don't think they promoted me because they thought I was a schmo.
The guy's a real moron.
Cigarettes?
No, thank you.
What an imbecile. Come up with this.
From Joel and Ethan Coen.
It's fun, it's healthy, the kids will just love it, and we put a little sand inside to make the experience more pleasant.
Did you have any idea there'd be such a huge response?
This is the president.
I don't think anybody expected this much hoopla.
Comes a comedy of fame, fortune, sex, greed, and the American way.
Say, Amy, how about you and I grab a little dinner or a show afterward? I was thinking maybe the King and I. How about Oklahoma?
Tim Robbins, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Paul Newman.
I'm getting off this merry-go-round.
Plexiglass.
Don't you think this?
The Hudsucker Proxy.